Welcome back. Um, I'm a little dusty. I've already been cleaning up the shop and doing a few other things. I make no promises on how this thing's going to turn out. So when I've been casting, I'll pour resin inside of a little small bowl, just a little junk bowl. So this thing's got all kinds of colors. Got some pieces of scraps where I've cleaned out the epoxy cups. So it's essentially a sooner bowl. Sooner be one thing than the other. Not exactly sure how it's going to come out, but I'll give you a little look at it. Well, that's bright. Let's turn this down a little bit. So that's kind of what's going on the outside. That has still got a heck of a glare on it. A little bit better. So mainly a lot of blue, some green, but when you come around here, there's all kind of crap inside of here. So I'm just hoping and praying this thing holds together. Yet again, this is just carbide cutters. They're not negative rate. I just drop them down a little bit below center, or most of the time I'm doing a 45-degree cut on them. This one want to be a pain in the butt a little bit. And extremely messy. Yet again, I apologize for the ribbons being on the camera sometimes. I still gotta get that piece of plexiglass put on there. But I was just checking. So this was Alumilite Clear Slow and Alumilite Amazing Clear. The Clear Slow has to have a pressure pot to be cast. The Amazing Clear does not. Up to half an inch. So this was just me pouring them both in there, and the Clear Slow, even though it wasn't in a pressure pot, it just had little small itty bitty bubbles all in it, which you can use that to your advantage and come out with little speckles whenever you sand it down, which you'll see at the end. So, yeah, that happened. Stuff happens. I'm not perfect. Lord knows I've done it a few times, and the piece I'm working on now, it's actually jumped off twice. Because I should have used 4-inch jaws instead of the 2-inch jaws. I don't know if you've ever turned pure epoxy for those turners out there, but it takes ages, especially on big stuff, and extremely messy. And what I'm doing here is I've just loosened that carbide up to turn it to get a fresh edge on there. And that's the good thing about those carbides is they are sharpenable. You just have to have diamond plates. I've got them starting at, I believe, 800 up to 1800 grit on the diamond plates. And all you do is just throw some black oil on there, rub them around, and just go step by step, just like sanding. And it'll have a really sharp edge. Don't ask what the dog was doing. I noticed that she was running around, probably trying to catch stink bugs that are coming out this time of year. But yeah, she kept running back and forth. I don't know. I'm clueless. But she'll eventually go over there and sit in her chair. That's her chair. She makes me sit on a 5-gallon bucket. And don't do like me, don't stick your hands inside of there when it's turning. Just my advice, don't do that. You can get hurt. I mean, if you want to, that's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. As a rule of practice, it's not a good idea. I'm just extremely dumb. And this is my experimental paste, my sanding paste. I've got it sanded to 400 grit, and then I'm applying this stuff. I ended up applying it twice because I wasn't happy with how many scratches it left behind. So I'm still working on that, but it's promising to be able to take over from 400 grit and to get a good polish on there. I hate wet sanding. That's why I'm doing this. And you can see right here that the very bottom of that bowl is not really glossy.
That's where some of that epoxy was, the clear slow that I used that I didn't put in the pressure pot, and it had those bubbles in it. So I've got some pieces that I poured. It's right here in front of me. It's like a real deep, dark, glittery purple and black, kind of like a night sky. And it's got those white specks in there from where I sanded it, and those little air bubbles filled with the dust, essentially. So it kind of looks like a constellation in the night sky. So that's what I was talking about earlier, and you'll see at the end also. This is just McGuire's. I've looked at how to come up and make my own buffing paste, but from what I've read and found, the grit they use, you gotta buy in bulk, like tons of it. So that's why I haven't bothered making that side of it. And what do you know? It was too slick for those jaws to hold on to. Plus the shape sucked. I even tried grabbing it from the inside. And the screws were hitting my jaws, my chucks, so I had to get out the I told you so angle grinder and make it do like I told it to do and get that mortise off. Tenon, I'm sorry. Mortise, what the heck. And here you go, the final product. You can kind of see where those little white specks are. Those are those little air bubbles. And here in just a second, it'll pop up. There you go. That's why some of the little air bubbles all in it. So if you want something to have spots in it, then sand it down, wipe it down. You can even wipe it down with red dye and come up with probably pink spots or blue spots, whatever. Just a little bit of info that's useful. See ya.